Hi there, these comments are for Dr. G, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the TOEFL online course, the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And in your specific case, I'm going to give you some comments right now. So let's take a look at what you wrote. You say, thank you for your reply. I'm indeed interested to pass a TOEFL successfully. I would like to apply for a new prospective job. However, I have to comply with some prerequisites before I can actually submit an application. So right here, I'm going to put a semicolon right there so you avoid what's called a comma splice. So you say, according to the requirements, I must obtain a TOEFL score of 100 points as a minimum, where 25 points must be achieved per. If you say per, you don't have to say each. Just say per section of the exam. Regarding, you usually don't need to say to here. Just say, regarding my previous attempt to take TOEFL, I set the exam only once. You want to use here took. I took the exam only once in 1994, where I achieved a total score of 510. It's out of 677. You say, if I'm not mistaken. So that equates to, if you look at the IBT now, that will give you probably right around 61, maybe 62 out of 120. But you took that a long time ago, right? You say, in case this information is critical, I can verify that. Here, you want to put a period here, then you have your new sentence. I still keep my TOEFL certificate somewhere. In addition, I'm fully aware that it was an old format. TOEFL mainly concentrated on the grammar and spelling use. The new format adopted after 2002 predominantly checks for practical English utilization. Because I am not a formal lecturer, I have quite a bit of a problem to find a way in order to optimize the preparation for TOEFL. It seems to me that I am far away from the desired goal. You know what? You may not be as far away as you think. I'll tell you why in a minute. So I would highly appreciate if you could kindly assist me to obtain the required score. Sincerely yours, Dr. G. I think that you're probably in pretty good shape here. I can tell from your writing you have been using English for many years, no doubt. And you have very good vocabulary. You have good grammar. You're able to express ideas in writing. So I think you're probably in pretty good shape. Now, I'm going to make a recommendation right now for you, and I'll give you really 3 basic suggestions that I think might be useful for you. So let's take a look at each of these right now. I kind of keep them here in note form too. So number 1, get in the habit of reading every day for 45 minutes. This is very important. Number 2, listen every day for 45 minutes. Now, in both cases, get in the habit of note-taking, Dr. G. You want to focus on getting down the main points and the most important supporting points of those reading and listening passages. This is very important. Now, using your notes, you can do 2 things. Using your notes, you can write 3 academic summaries each week. Each summary should be approximately 250 words, so you're writing about 750 words each week. Now, you can also give oral summaries of those reading and listening passages that you're practicing. The oral summaries should be 60 seconds long. And I also recommend that you record these summaries, these oral summaries. Do 3 to 5 oral summaries each week, and then write 3 academic summaries each week. This is important, Dr. G, because right now you're paying attention to reading and doing that, but I have a good feeling you'll probably be very strong in that area. But you're also practicing your listening and then you're doing your integrated writing, and then your integrated speaking areas. So I have a feeling that you'll probably get very, very high score based on your own experience. Now, the third thing that I'm going to recommend is spend about 2 hours a day, or however much time you can, at my online TOEFL course. And I'll actually, I'm going to recommend my 60-day TOEFL study guide for you. So we're kind of in the dark right now. We don't know exactly where you are, but my recommendation is my 60-day TOEFL study guide. So if you do the reading practice each day, and then for reading, if you're not sure what to read, it doesn't really matter. The main thing is that you choose your reading materials. You want to make sure that you're reading things like magazines, newspapers, books, things that are geared toward adults. Read those. For your listening materials, if you have English TV, you can pay attention to news, documentary history, and also science programs. Now, Dr. G, if you don't have English TV, you can go to the internet. Let me see if I can give you 3 good websites here. The first website, go to Google, you can find it. National Public Radio. That'll give you some great listening. Another one is TED Talks. And the third one so Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. All 3 of these websites here will give you some excellent practice with listening. And the third one, Randall's Cyber Listening Lab, this also has quizzes that you can take. And if you do Randall's Cyber Listening Lab, focus on the difficult listening exercises. That's going to push you based on your current level. All right, so really those are my 3 recommendations. If you can do this, if you can do the reading every day, the listening every day, don't forget you're writing 3 academic summaries a week. You're also giving 3 to 5 oral summaries each week based on those reading and listening passages. And then you're spending 2 hours a day at my online TOEFL course. That should give you a lot of practice. Now, what you want to do is, once you're done, at least with the first month, let me go to my website for just a minute. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I recommend after 4 weeks of very, very intense study, it'll be time for you to take a practice test, a full-length Ibt Practice Test. So when you go to my website, you want to go to the 8th section of my course. Let me show you. Right here. The 8th section of my course has full-length TOEFL Ibt and section-specific tests. So this is a company that I've contracted with, and they can offer the practice tests at a reasonable rate for you. And the main thing is you'll get feedback. You will complete all 6 speaking tasks, 2 writing tasks. You'll do the reading and the listening parts of the test. You'll get a score back, and then you can make a decision. A, you need to continue studying to improve your academic English skills, or B, you are now ready to take the TOEFL Ibt exam. Let me give you an example. One of my students last month, her name is Asal, and she used my course for 3 months, and her goal for the TOEFL was 80. Your goal is 100, right? So obviously you're higher than what she is, but she took the practice test and she got 81. Now what that tells her and me is she's ready. She's ready to take the TOEFL Ibt because her practice test score was 81. All right, by the way, here are the different sections of my course. And remember that the study guide that I'm recommending for you, Dr. G, this is simply a suggestion. You have complete unlimited access to all 700 of my vocabulary. You'll see them right here. Here are my vocabulary lessons. You have complete access to all of this. You have a 100% access to all pronunciation lessons that you see here. You also have access to all of my grammar lessons. I have a feeling your grammar is actually pretty good based on the writing that I just saw, but you do have access to all of these lessons. When you get to the listening, you have 40 different practice tests that you can take, and you have a lot of lessons to help you improve your listening skills. In the reading area, again, you have access to all of these lessons, including I have 70 different speed reading tests designed to improve your speed reading from 100 all the way to 350 words a minute. And then in the writing section, you'll probably, if I'm understanding correctly, you'll probably start completing a lot of my independent. You can see I have 40 independent writing practice tests. You also start completing some of my 43 integrated practice tests. Then the speaking section of my course, I have all the independent and integrated speaking lessons for you. I have, believe it or not, if you take a look at this particular link here, this will give you over 300 different independent speaking topics that you can actually begin practicing at my Voxy Pop discussion group. For example, right now, after I'm done talking with you, I'm going to my Voxy Pop group and I will start listening to and scoring the speaking practice tests that were posted either yesterday or today. So you'll get feedback in all those areas, right? And then that's pretty much it. And this is why I call this the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT, because my theory, it's a pretty good theory, and I can tell you it has worked now. I've been using and teaching this, using this teaching platform now for about 3-4 years. I've had a lot of my students succeed and reach their TOEFL goals by using my online course. The main key here is using, right? All right, so I will include a link to my 60-day TOEFL study guide for you, and what that does is, Dr. G, that'll give you practice in all 7 areas of my course on a week-to-week basis over the next 8 weeks. It just gives you a plan. If you don't like my study guide, you can go directly to my course like I just did, and you can study whatever you want. But the thing is my course is so big, it has over 700 lessons, no joke, and it has about 6 months of English instruction to help you advance your English speaking proficiency. So chances are you don't need to use all of my course, right? And that's why I suggest study guides for my students. All right, anyway, thank you very much, and thank you for joining my course. And I'm sure that I will be listening to and reading your speaking and writing practice tests soon.